Welcome back. All right, so in the tit for tat that continues to be the unfolding situation in the state of Arizona, the tat has happened. In that now the Coyotes development firm has filed a $2.3 billion claim against the city of Phoenix. So if they won this claim, it'd cover the costs of putting together this whole entertainment district. So basically, they're saying that this is for the damages caused by Phoenix's court filing. And they have some arguments here. Sky Harbor themselves argued in front of Tempe City Council that they were not going to oppose this, that they were fine with it. Good luck in your development. This all happened before the City Council voted 100% in favor and sent it for a vote, which will take place next month, barring anything else legally that could stop said vote from going through. So, Sky Harbor had assured Tempe, we won't interfere. That's the first step in this, is for them to say, look, the lawsuit that the city of Phoenix has brought together with Sky Harbor Airport, yeah, that goes against what they promised us. That goes against what we had been told. And so arguing that it's in bad faith. Also, they claim that the lawsuit against Tempe is for the purpose of stonewalling development of the Tempe Entertainment District, motivated by spite and ill will. So I've seen a lot of comments along the lines of, A, move the team. No, this is not team ice related. This is off ice stuff. When the city of Calgary and the people running the Flames couldn't agree on how to build the replacement for the Saddle Dome, I didn't see anybody saying to move the Flames, because we all know the Flames belong in Calgary. And I am willing to give Arizona the benefit of the doubt, because they do have the owner with deep pockets now, and Alex Mariuello, and they seem to have a plan. And whether we like the plan or we don't, there seems to be a plan in place. And the Tempe Entertainment District is part of said plan. So then you see if said plan works. We have seen other locations where hockey's had its struggles. Carolina comes to mind as the obvious one. Nashville's another. And it's worked. Once you have the right owner in place and you have a plan and you have some on-ice success, suddenly you have a stable franchise in a stable location. So the spite and ill will seems to be really brought apart by this statement here by Coyotes president and CEO Javier Gutierrez. So Javier very outspoken about this, saying Phoenix City Hall's bad behavior seems intended to preserve its downtown sports monopoly and has nothing to do with safety or soundness of the airport. And I have seen Tempe residents, both on Twitter, and I've seen people who are in the area, know the area on the channel, commenting that, yeah, this is basically Phoenix wants to have everything for themselves. They don't want Tempe to have this because it could take away money from them and from what they have going on. So there's some bad faith in that. So he's also saying, while Phoenix bureaucrats have allowed developers to build a basketball arena, a ballpark, and apartments in the flight path. So if this is all about, well, it's that sound corridor, what can we do? All of those would have been stopped as well. When Tempe attempts to do the same, a manufactured crisis arises. Meaning, we can do it, you can't do it. And it's something I talked about the first time around in this, that there are already apartments in that area. So the argument of, well, they might be right. I mean, there could be lawsuits against the airport for noise. There's already apartments there. There's already residential units in the sound corridor. So, and the fact that Phoenix is built up around that area, and now Tempe wants to do the same, and they're saying we're going to take this landfill and we're going to turn it into a landmark, which I have to say is a good tagline. It is odd to me that they're saying, oh, wait a minute, no. At the last moment. This does feel like the last moment, because they're already mailing out the ballots that will then get mailed back. And so this doesn't seem to be like going in a good faith direction on any level. And apparently fights between the cities of Phoenix and Tempe are nothing new. The Coyotes in this developmental arm, Bluebird Development, are also continuing to investigate Phoenix and Sky Harbor for the use of taxpayer dollars to interfere with the neighboring city's election. And I know this is like a tagline now and it's all this talk. I remember learning in history in grade 10 about election interference where the U.S. interfered in a Canadian election. And it was kind of just a known thing. It was kind of something that goes on. And you take money and you create ads, attack ads against something you don't like. You create attack ads against someone you don't like. And that was the case back in, I think it was the 1960s was when there was talk of an election interference issue between the US and Canada. So it's nothing new. It's definitely something we hear a lot of buzzwords about now. It's nothing new. It shouldn't be there. I agree it shouldn't happen, but it does. And so they're looking at whether or not taxpayer dollars have been used in order to spur this retaliation against the city of Tempe. Phoenix and Tempe collectively have approved more than 4,000 residential units in the flight zone. There are more than 4,000 residential units currently in this zone that they're saying, that Sky Harbor's saying, you can't build there. There's only 4,000 units already there. So I can understand why people who are in charge of putting together the Tempe Entertainment District are looking and going, what? This isn't in good faith. You already have all... Yeah, well, 4,000's the max. Come on. Come on now. You can't put another 400 where we've got 4,000, because then you have 4,400, and that just doesn't work. That's too much. It's insane. The Tempe Entertainment District is expected to create 6,900 permanent jobs. And there's also the discussion of how much money it'll generate for the city. That is always speculative. But the fact that it's going to create almost 7,000 permanent jobs, that's a good thing. That's absolutely a net benefit right there when the area is currently a landfill. So the fact that they're going to clean up the landfill, they're going to build there, they're going to put in this really nice entertainment district, there does seem to be some real like animosity between the cities. And there's a motion as well in this to intervene and to dismiss the case for Phoenix suing them and for Sky Harbor being a part of that suit against Tempe, trying to shut down what they're going to do in their city. And it's one of these weird things that again, we'll see how this all turns out. The National Hockey League hasn't officially stepped into this one yet, but I can't see how in the background they're not somehow involved and or giving advice. I really think that there's probably some advice being given by NHL's legal teams, just not officially at this point as of yet, because it's not necessary as of yet. But yeah, it's bizarre, it's bewildering, it's befuddling, and it's continuing. And so I guess my question is, to people who live in that area, and I know I've got subscribers who are Phoenix fans, Arizona fans, I'm sorry, I still every now and then think of the Phoenix Coyotes. Phoenix is all over this board. It is natural for me to, especially with them going back to the old logo, go back to Phoenix. Maybe if they put Tempe right on the forehead here of the Coyote, just Tempe or not Phoenix, that'd be great. I still think the Phoenix is dumb Coyotes works as well. And they could just have that and just a word mark over the top. Phoenix is dumb, and sell those, especially just sell them exclusively in Phoenix. But it just feels like the animosity between the cities is bizarre. It's odd to me. You would think that the city of Phoenix would want to work with Tempe on this and say, okay, so you're going to put in this entertainment district? Great, cool. And if it's that close to Phoenix, if it's right there, well, then why not work together and jointly to make sure that it works for both cities? I find the whole thing bizarre. It really, to me, is, because it would be a net benefit, not just for Tempe, but you would think for the entire area, unless they're worried that the money that would be raised by this Tempe development would siphon off money from their monopoly on everything that they have in the downtown area, right? So that could very well be it. And we'll find out over the next, 6 weeks, what's going to happen with this? Because really, since the vote is the middle of May, this all has to be resolved pretty quickly. This can't be sitting around. This has to be resolved pretty quickly. And hopefully, somebody from the city of Phoenix sits down with somebody from the city of Tempe and they go, "Boy, this is crazy, huh?" And they work it out. Because honestly, it has to get worked out somehow. But clearly, this is going to be, we see your lawsuit and we raise you a lawsuit, and then the ball goes right back into the court for both Phoenix and Sky Harbor. But again, if Sky Harbor stood in front of Tempe City Council and said, "Yeah, we're fine with this. This is great. Awesome," then yeah, that's bad faith to then go back on that months later without any. They gave these odd reasons for going back on it, but nothing really substantial, I thought, to submarine an entire project. To me, to submarine an entire project, there has to be some really massive malfeasance. I didn't see any. So, anyways, there you go. Legal minds will decide on what happens here. This is one of those things I would love to talk to somebody from that area, especially somebody who has the knowledge of the fight between these two cities, and just just to get some idea for what the most likely outcome for this is going to be. Or maybe nobody knows. Maybe this is just one of those, this is a first time thing, and we'll see how it turns out. There you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.